So here, one of the interesting cutscenes where actually I remember us debating about the fact that everybody in this world were thin. There was no fat people and everything. And since with our skeleton and etc. for all the NPCs in the world, we knew that we couldn't address that thing, and we said, well, at least there might be an opportunity to put some, in some instances, like in cutscenes, to cover the fact that it's not everybody in the world that is thin, right?
Yeah, and we really wanted Josie to be the manager of this, to be slightly heavier than everyone else in the game.
And it was this argument about it would be tough to animate and stuff like that it's not going to look good.
That was nonsense.
Yeah, but it was a tough one. But finally, we managed to make her slightly more heavy than other characters.
Yeah, and I remember that there were certain people on the team who really were against it, and they were just saying it'll look weird visually, and having a really thin terrorist with this heavy woman just won't work. And I never quite understood the heart of those things, but in the end, it works out really well. And it makes for a really good hostage situation, which is definitely improved.
Yeah, for me, I was loving this. This is one of my favorite scenes because I said, you know, from sound point, there's so much to play with because you got the riot, well, the terrorist attack that's sort of happening outside, but you got, you know, the riot police coming in to handle it. You got cops coming in. You've got a hostage situation. So I mean, the tension level's on 10, which is great. The one thing that was funny when the scene first came to me is we had almost nothing of Josie crying and whimpering, and I thought for a situation like this, the hostage should definitely be like sobbing and whimpering through the whole thing. So we started by adding that, which brought a lot of life to her character during the scene. Like even when there's nothing going on, you can hear her kind of whimpering and sobbing. And I remember, I think we worked a week just getting the timing for the sound. There's a point where a helicopter beam comes right through the room, and I wanted the sound of the helicopter to come with it, to come really close, so it sounded like, you know, they're just, you know, patrolling around and waiting for this guy. That took like almost a week, and again, like JF always says, it's funny how what seems to be the simplest thing can cause so much headaches and be so complicated. Like you're just sinking a damn light with a sound, but it took forever. But once all the elements came in, this was one of my favorite scenes in the game because I love the actor who played Zeke. I thought he was so good. And his performance, along with Jensen's performance, all the sound, the outside stimuli, her sobbing, it just brought the whole thing together.
You know I can't let you go with her.
Stand down, Hansel! I told you, stand down or this bitch is dead.
Bullshit. You're bigger than that. You don't kill civilians.
Damn right. I'm a decorated vet, and I won't be jerked around. I need to find out who's behind this, and right now the boss lady's my only ticket out of it.
Listen to me. Whatever's going on, it's big. You've got a better chance of getting to the bottom of it if you work with me. But I can't do a thing until you let her go.
Are you stupid? I don't work with dogs. God, you must think I'm some kind of moron. And who can blame you? Because it's exactly what it must look like to everyone right now. Trapped in here by the cops, and my only option is to take a hostage. How screwed up is that? Nothing else to say.
You're doing better than you think. You're still standing, and that's more than the hacker was expecting. You said you're a vet, so I know you've got the balls to handle this. You don't need the civilian to get you out of here.
You got a good point there. But still, I've got to exploit my advantage. And as long as I hold on to this lady here, you and the cops will be way too scared to come near me. You got outmaneuvered. Nothing else to say.
The cops will be looking after civilians. They're too busy to worry about you. But if something happens to her, you will get their attention. The priorities will shift, and all you'll accomplish is getting yourself killed.
I know all that, damn it. The cause is blowing up all around me. My brother's at risk. All because of what that traitor did to us tonight. I've got to fix it, but I can't when I'm stuck in here with you.
You've got more honor than the man who betrayed you. You're not gonna let your brother down like this. The hacker was expecting civilians to be in the building tonight. You were supposed to take hostages and force the cops to silence you permanently. But you're smarter than he is.
It's so obvious. Can't believe I didn't see it till now. He thinks he can just lead me to my death? Think again, cabrón. Get out of here. I did what you wanted, so let me go. I got Blade here too, I see.
I've got as much interest in finding out who's really behind this as you do, cabron.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll owe you one. But I promise you this, someone's gonna pay.
Look over there! Adam! Adam, what's happening? What's your situation? Adam!
Sanders is gone, boss. And I'm pretty sure he's just a dupe. Somebody else set this up.
Damn it. Okay, I want you back here now. The admin building has a rooftop terrace. Meet Farida on it.
Copy. Jensen out.
Access granted.
Jensen, you're the guy who sent it
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Just a little shaken out, but what about the other hostages? My husband was with them in one of the assembly labs, and I overheard talk about a bomb.
Don't worry, they're safe.
Oh, thank God. When those men surprised us, Mr. Jensen, they should not have been able to get in. With the typhoon being moved in and all, I double-checked the protocols myself.
Yeah, I expect Pritchard's doing the same thing right now. Stay here. DPD will want to question you. But you and your husband should be reunited soon.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. You're a hero.
We need to secure the terrorist leader. We need to secure the terrorist leader, Jensen. Nice job securing the plan. You serious, boy? Secure it. Sorry, Mr. Target unlocked. You're the one who killed all badly, Jensen. You're a goddamn they made us wait out here while the leader of these assholes.
My wife, is she alright?
She's fine. A little shaken up, though. Swab will need to debrief her. You'll see her soon.
I don't know what to say. I think I've given up on her. You're a true hero, man. I'll find some way to repay this, I swear.
There's no need for that. I was just doing my job.
Don't be modest. I didn't recognize you before, but I know who you are, Mr. Jensen. And I know you weren't supposed to be back at work yet. God, you are. I'll be in touch. Count on it.
You made a lot of people happy tonight, Jensen. And not just the men in suits.
That's what they pay me for.
No. They pay you to put corporate interests ahead of people. You found a way to satisfy everyone. Guess Dr. Reed was telling the truth about you.
Megan? What are you talking about, Malik?
Before you were hired, she said the papers were lying about Mexican Town. That you weren't fired from the force. You quit when you realized Protect and Serve had become Protect and Serve the corporate interest. Nice to see she was right. You ready to go?
Yeah, get me out of here, Malik.
Your wish is my command. Climb in. New orders just in, Jensen. The boss wants Pritchard to examine the Typhoon ASAP.
Copy that. Thanks for the lift.
No problem. Hey, and Jensen, I just wanted to say, new look suits you. Like you haven't missed a beat at all.
Thanks.
So, how's it feel? Being augmented?
Excuse me?
Don't take it the wrong way. I mean, I've got a few neuro enhancements myself. Discreet ones to help me fly better. But I chose to get them implanted. You didn't. Now that you had a chance to try them out, what do you think?
I'm not gonna lie and say they didn't come in handy back there. But like you said, I didn't choose to get augmented.
So it'll take some getting used to. I get it. But don't be surprised if the boss keeps pushing you to get more.
Why? What do you mean?
You know how he is. He thinks augmentations are the be-all, end-all of everything. And he can't understand why someone wouldn't want to become more than human.
Megan used to say the same thing.
I'm not surprised. The research she was doing was pretty damn inspired. Might have convinced a lot more people to give what we make here a try.
If that bastard hadn't killed her.
Listen, Jensen. I know you want to find the men who attacked us, and so do I. If I can help in any way, all you gotta do is ask.
Actually, there is something. I want to know about the first attack.
Fine. Ask away.
Did anyone else see them? The men who attacked?
Not well enough to get a description. Pritchard got some fuzzy images off one of the intellicams, but his tapes were all confiscated by Homeland Security.
Homeland? I heard Homicide passed it over to Special Investigations. Detroit Special Investigations.
They did, for the first month. After that, all I really know is the case is still pending, and Mr. Seraph is not pleased.
You were there that night. What do you remember about it?
That it was chaos. First, everybody figured there'd been some kind of accident, but Pritchard couldn't get a good visual, and communications were haywire. Then we heard the explosions. By the time anyone knew it had hit us,
they were gone.
Whoever they were good, Jensen. Special training good.
I've been thinking about why they attacked. What they were really after.
Isn't it obvious? They didn't want us going to Washington.
No, that was just timing. Hearings can be rescheduled. Somebody else can present Megan's findings.
I don't think so, Jensen. They took out her whole team. Declan Faraday, Vasily Savchenko, Nia Colvin, even Eric Koss. The labs their bodies were found in
were burned to a crisp. I know.
The only reason you weren't caught in the fire is because that retaining wall came down. Saved your life, believe it or not.
So the whole attack was just to destroy Megan's research.
Sure looks that way. Mr. Seraph is hoping to reconstruct it, but it may take months. If he can keep us solvent that long.
I'm gonna find him, Malik. One way or another.
I believe you. And just so you know, when you do, I've got your back.
I appreciate that, Malik, but right now...
You've got to get the Typhoon into the tech lab. Right. See you later, then. Oh, and Jensen, the boss wants a face-to-face debrief in his office once it's secure.
Roger that. Good night, Malik.
So by now, depending on how much time you spend in the Serif offices, David Serif contacted you a couple of times to tell you to go to the manufacturing plant.
Adam!
Yeah, exactly. and that thing, he was in the game for a while, like with the dialogue, depending on how much time you were spending there or not. It was popping several times with different kind of variation in the conversation. Things are going to go much worse and everything. And I was reviewing the build in November 1992. In November 2010, and we were almost beta and everything. And I realized, oh my god, like, it's just smoke and mirror, and I carry it through. Like there's no real consequences. And it's a game about that. And I was, oh my god.
I think that's one of the best things in the game.
Yeah, and we're missing the point.
Yeah.
And the next morning I come back in the office and I go to David and Fossi, our producer, and say, man, we did a huge mistake, and now we're going in our first engines with the journalists, and we're totally fucked, basically. We need to have a real consequence to that thing, and said we need to re-record lines with...
And we basically need to kill the hostages
we
if
need
we don't
to
get
kill the
there in time.
hostages, exactly. We need to re-record lines, new lines for police officers, for David Sellers, for Adam Jensen, for all those beautiful people. And he approved it, and I was so happy because, like, and then it was the quest for...
Yeah, and what was crazy about it was, first of all, we were so close to, like, almost having to ship the game that we released a lot of our actors. We'd already done all the recording, and Serif himself, so we had to go through and we had to kind of indicate which actors would have to be brought back, how many lines they'd have, and then we had to find Steve Schelling.
Yeah, we found him somewhere on a beach in Morocco doing something.
He was on vacation.
He was on vacation.
Yeah, he was.
He'd been wrapped.
Well, he was done. And I mean, you know, anybody who knows Steve Schelling, very talented actor, but very much a free spirit.
How long did it take you to get to
it wasn't that bad actually, because I think he did leave information with his agent saying if anybody needs me. And so it was actually quite surprisingly quick, but then it was just the logistics of like, okay, I gotta find a studio in Morocco that this guy can go to, and you know, I have no way of specking out what the facility's like, what's it gonna sound like, but somehow, you know, through the magic of technology and that, we had our voice director here, we had Mary here, and we hooked up via Source Connect, which is a software that allows you to link up in real time and listen in the studio session. So we were able to do it that way. And I guess he showed up in Bermuda shorts with coconuts in hand, and he did. And we got through it.
Yeah, and it was just a few days before the deadline, and Steve came to me and was like, well, hopefully it's going to work, and the sound, the quality is going to be there, otherwise we might not be able to use it. And we were super stoked. It was fun.
Yeah, and it worked out because that's the first thing everyone comments when they started playing the game was, oh my god, the hostages are dead already.
Yeah.
I didn't know that would happen.
Yeah, it's one of the few games that really tell you something.
Well, it teaches you early on that there's going to be consequences.
And that really encapsulates what a Deus Ex game is all about. It's this thing that you don't even know that is really happening or whatever the thing that you do. Some people would arrive there and see them dead and didn't pay attention to what David was saying, and they wouldn't know why, and that's what it's all about.
And it almost didn't happen.
So with this one, the Final Fantasy poster, it was quite an adventure.
Yeah, that's one of the concept artists who had this idea, and he just he's like, you know, it was not too long after we were bought by Square Enix, so he had the idea to to this little poster, and it's Final Fantasy 27, obviously,
Right,
because the
right.
game takes place in 2027. And he just put it like this for the fun of it. And it became something really, really big because we wanted to keep it, but you know, the way Square Enix works, you know, they're very serious about the license and whatnot. So he actually went up all the way to Wakasan to be able
And ask him,
to leave there, and he actually had to show it to some of the artists and some of the art directors of the franchise, so they could approve that it, you know, it had something that had to do with the game. And what's funny as well is if you look at the poster, the head of the lady is hiding the numbers, and there's actually not enough space for the numbers. If you actually try to like imagine them there, which doesn't work. But whatever, it's still there. Yeah.
Well, if it isn't Attila the Hun, fresh from the killing fields. If this is about the typhoon, I'll get to it in a minute.
Now, Pritchard. I didn't risk my neck to have you lose it in a pile of CPUs and SCSI adapters.
Well, look at you, using the big words. Don't think just because you hacked through the plant security system so fast that you're an expert on everything computer. There's a reason I can't examine the typhoon yet.
Do tell.
For your information, I am running a diagnostic sweep on our network and router security to find out how Sanders' hacker got a hold of our codes.
I thought the first question to ask is, whose codes were they? Unless you already know.
Stick to kicking down doors and shooting people, Jetson, and stop trying to do no job. I guarantee you will get along better that way.